Market update here on the 26th, midday. So I mentioned yesterday in the video that two most likely possibilities were a pullback and a five-wave move or a big correction because I thought that this was potentially done. But I also mentioned there's a chance we would get an extended fifth wave, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Up 2.5% today. And I think there might be a little bit more upside actually. So we have, let's go over the count. And I just do QQQ first now because SPY is so boring to me. And I'm trading QQQ most of the time. So, pretty clear. 1, 2. You can look at it both ways, I think. You can look at it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Regardless, the fourth wave is right here. We're in the fifth wave. So then, this morning, well, actually, this was yesterday. So we had wave 1 right here, and then we got this pullback. But is that wave 2? Probably not. And we get A, B, C, B, and then this is a C wave right here. I don't know if it comes all the way back to 0.5 fib. This area actually came back pretty much to the 0.5 fib. So again, this actually might be wave 1 here. So when you get down on these low time frames, it gets kind of dicey, but really all that matters is that this is definitely wave 3 right here. So that's wave 3. And within that wave 3, I have this as a third wave of the third wave, pullback, and a fifth wave right here. And it came very, very close to the gap fill at 348.60. Didn't quite get there. I think the algos probably do that on purpose because if everybody recognizes that the gap fill is right there, they want to make it so some people actually miss selling and then they lose their profit right here. I mean, that's just my guess. I don't know for sure, but seems kind of likely because I think that this five-wave move is probably complete. And it just came short of that. And now I would imagine with 2.5 hours left in the market, we're probably going to chop down for a fourth wave. And so basically overall, I have the count as 1, 2, 3, looking for a fourth wave. And then I'm looking for possibly just 350 next week, or maybe later in the day today. But again, if I zoom out here, and you remember I did this maybe last video, if this is W, look where this ends at, 352.50. So that almost lines up perfectly for this to finish right around there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right here. This parallel line right here is at 350. Or on Tuesday, it'll be 351, 350. So that's another spot to look at for the top. So 350 to 352 is kind of my guess. And then I'm looking for a correction. And honestly, at this point, for how quickly we got to this level, I wasn't expecting to get to 350 until the end of the summer. So as quickly as we got there, I'm considering this pretty much finished. But honestly, this might end up being W. We might get this into the summertime. It might go higher. Because I was expecting this like end of August. I thought we were going to get a correction before this and then go up end of August, but instead we got this move right here. And I'm trying to think. The only thing that doesn't make sense about that is we would be hitting, like I just showed, we're going to be hitting this exactly. So I think that this move is likely finished. It's basically both ABC. So A, B, C, pullback, A, B, C, and we'll see. Are we going to get a X wave right here? So this was W, X, Y, pullback X, and then get a 5-wave move higher to finish off this move into the fall or maybe late summer. I think that that's actually kind of likely because I just can't imagine the top being this early in the summer, but maybe it is. Maybe the debt ceiling will not be, maybe they won't get a deal. You don't know yet. So SPY ended up making this move. It has not filled the gap here at 421.25, but it's making a strong move, which kind of rules out the play down to 394 and makes this most likely a diagonal where it can go higher as well. I would be looking for potentially 420 to 425, probably something like that, maybe a little bit higher. If QQQ's got like another 1% higher to go, that puts SPY at 423, 425, something like that. And then Tesla, I sold my whole position on this. It might go higher, but I got the move I was looking for. So in previous videos, I had this as a 4th wave, and it actually looked like it wasn't going to do that. But then today, it just took off, and there might be a lot more upside actually. But I just sold my position because I was looking for a pullback in the market here soon. And this could just be a 3rd wave right here. So we have 1, 2, 3rd wave right here. And we could be going even higher than this. But I made some pretty good profit, so I sold it already. Overall on the chart though, this is a 5th wave of the 3rd wave. I know I have tons of lines on here right now, but I have to use those to trade. So again, if you haven't watched my videos from before, I have this as 1, 2, 3. Would look for a 4th wave pullback and then more upside. So yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have it marked here. So 4. And then this should be 5. And overall 3rd wave. Whoops. So 5 right here, overall 3rd wave. Something interesting on this one is basically almost came perfectly, basically did hit the parallel line on all of these. So that's kind of why I sold it. I was thinking maybe it could go higher, maybe it can go all the way up to 210, but then I saw this parallel line right here, and it was a 5th wave, and I was just like, it's probably going to sell off around that area. And so I took profit, and yeah, I'm expecting a pullback. If we get a pullback in the overall market, it might not be as deep as everyone thinks at this point, but I'm looking for Tesla to come down to maybe 188 again. But that depends on if this 3rd wave is done. This might do a pullback and go even higher and break through this trend line. Breaks through this trend line, it might actually break out even more. So I'll be watching it. I'm just selling because I think QQQ has pretty much topped. So look for 188, and then based on this being a 5-wave move, I would look for 214 to 220, something like that for a 5th wave. But if you watch any of the other tech stocks, we could get an extended 5th wave, especially if QQQ goes a lot higher. Let's go over Apple. Apple is coming up here higher, but I still think this might be a B wave because where we're at in QQQ. And so I think it still makes sense to come down here, maybe fill this gap, and then make the move, the real move up here to 182. Microsoft, fifth wave, just blasted off. Yesterday it started to blast off, but it's gone even higher today. Should be topping out here too. Again, you can see 5 waves here. 5 waves. So I think QQQ is probably just going to chop around the rest of the day. That's my opinion. Maybe chop down and come down to like 346, 347. Let's see what else we got here. How about Amazon? Amazon was going higher. What's it at now? 121. So they're all going to the spots that I've been talking about for months now. So 121. I missed this one. Amazon's probably going to go all the way up here to the top of this trend line. So could have topped out though too, because this is 88, this is 81. Top here is 113 plus 7, that's 121. Plus you got the tops right here. But there is a gap fill here at 125 and 133. So potentially going higher, but it might have topped out short term as well. Meta. So Meta, I talked about 260 potentially, and I think it's headed right around there. Has it already hit 260? Oh, it already hit it. Okay. So on Meta, I wouldn't expect too much more upside. So all these are looking like they are topping out. And I could be wrong though. Who knows? Maybe they'll pop this another 5% in the next 2 days. And they can do another extension. That's the thing. They can continue to extend it as long as they want. But you can't do anything about that. You just got to go by your readings and then take profit when you think is most likely finished. And so we'll see what happens next week. Unless something else happens the rest of the day, this is probably going to be my market like wrap up. I'll look at the dollar real quick and then Bitcoin. Dollar is still very strong, very, very strong, but it has no effect on the market. It's so weird. It's gone from April 13th up to today. It's gone up 4%, and the market has gone up basically, what, like 12%? So the dollar makes no difference. The VIX is like a non-factor all of a sudden. It's a completely different market than last year. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, if it pulls back to 346, 347, I might sell some puts on QQQ. Maybe buy some calls, but really I don't see the upside of doing that over a long weekend. So I think selling puts would probably be the better option if I was going to do something like that to catch the upside early next week. Because there's probably going to be one more pump on Tuesday, and then we're probably going to sell off pretty hard. So let me look at IWM and then Bitcoin, and we'll call it good. So IWM is pumping a little bit. I made a video a little while ago, though, talking about where I thought this was going to bottom at. And it's still just sitting right there and still sitting like a duck, ready to just fall down here to 160, in my opinion. But then after that, And the reason why I think that QQQ is probably going to go higher now is just looking at this chart. I have this going back to 200. Then again, maybe they'll switch. Maybe when this falls and QQQ falls, maybe money will rotate into growth, and then growth will take off the rest of the summer, and QQQ will not do as much. Because I think it's starting to become a crowded trade as well. So that's something to watch here going forward. Maybe IWM, some growth stocks might be good here in June through August or so. We'll see though. Let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I think again, just like IWM, it's just sitting here waiting. I feel like it's going to come back down here to 23, 24K, maybe in this demand zone before the next move higher. At least down here to 24.6. So that's pretty much it. I think the day is probably finished. If there's some other pump that happens later in the day, I'll make another video, but I think that there's a very good chance that this is going to bounce around. If you look at the second wave, how long it took on this fifth wave, it took about let's see, Thursday. It took a few hours, so I think that that makes a lot of sense for it just to chop around the rest of the day and burn premium. Anyway, that's the market update for the end of the day on the 26th. Hopefully everyone made some money today. If you recognized what was going on here today, so my thinking was, just to recap, my thinking was we were probably going to get something like this. We didn't get that, and it just kept on going higher. So I recognized that my overall target was 350 to 352. If we're already at 344, then that's obviously not going to be a first wave. That means we're going to that target right now. And so I actually bought calls around 343. Ended up making some pretty good money because I was just waiting for this gap fill at 348.60. Anyway, that's it. Have a good weekend. Long weekend. I'll probably make some videos over the weekend, but I'm also going to be doing some traveling. So we'll see. Anyway, have a good weekend.